We out here.
We out here. Jess.
I'm back, baby.
World travelers.
Seriously.
I know.
And for the next month, both of us will be, next 2 months, we're
out and about.
Traveling chicks.
Out and about.
We're hitting it hard at the beginning of the year.
I know. You're going to Utah in April.
In a week.
Conveniently, Madison and I are also going on a little East Coast roadie.
Oh.
Going to DC.
Fun.
Then to Philadelphia.
Let's go.
Back home.
We're
doing
world
some engagement
travelers.
sessions.
Yeah.
for our couples out of town.
Fun. That's what I'll be doing in Salt Lake City. But obviously my sister lives there, so we're going to do a sister episode.
Oh, yeah. Bring the mics.
I'm bringing the mics.
Pack the mics up.
It'll be funny. Her and I have spent obviously a whole week together in Charleston because she was there, second shooting the wedding, but also hanging with the fam.
Mm-hmm.
So we're ready to go. We got the jokes fresh. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun episode. I'm excited. But yeah.
Oh, so Britt crashed the Macleese crew, right?
100%
this weekend,
and she fits right in. Like it was seamless. Like she showed up a little later the same day that we showed up, and we were already toasted.
I believe it.
The amount of drinking was absolutely excessive. But yeah, she came in, grabbed a beer, and just joined in the festivities.
Oh my God. I'm obsessed with her. We already know.
Of course.
We already know.
It was fun though. I mean, trip overall, great time. A week is a perfect amount of time for vacation because I usually do like a 5-day ordeal. I don't know why I cap it there. But like we did a Monday to Monday. We had a wedding that I shot on Saturday, a day to recover, and then fly out the next morning, which I felt was very well planned. But overall, the Macleese fam, the Mac Pack, they are a hoot. Britt and I were hitting each other laughing the entire time. I love observing like inner workings of people's families. And I'm also like psychoanalyzing. I'm like, oh, this makes sense. This makes sense. This checks out. This checks out.
These neuroses match with those neuroses. Created that neurosis.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And it's so fun to just watch unfold, you know? And they're just the best. I have the best in-laws in the freaking world. They're so much fun. We got back and my mother-in-law was like, you guys are the easiest. And she's talking to her whole family, not just like Britt and I. She's like, you guys are the easiest family to vacation with. She's like, I'm so proud. My kids are just so great. Like,
oh my God.
It was easy going. And everyone who ever wanted to do their own thing could go just fuck off. And it was just really,
even
really
Sunny
great.
who had some spice.
Wait, talk about the best spice story. A little bit of spice. So let me give you a little lowdown. I think we've introduced Sonny a few times on the pod. Sonny is Joe's brother. He is
a couple years younger,
and quick to anger. Let's just call it what it is. Quick to anger. Short fuse. Yeah, but it's part of his personality. Very much so. And you know, every time you go to a family get together, there's always a chance. But they're brothers. Brotherly fighting.
Yeah.
It happens and everyone's used to it. But why Sonny got mad is not important in this story, but
not pertinent information.
Not pertinent. And we were in line for tacos. It was Taco Tuesday. You have to do it on vacation. And we're in a line. And I'm talking, there's 10, 12 people at this house. I think we did. We had cousins over as well. Huge get together at the house. We're getting in line for the tacos. And Sonny was already upset. Jeremy, the youngest brother, comes in and says something, just pushing his buttons. I was like, this is already going to be a mess. All of a sudden, he's like, you know, he gets mad. He's like, don't fucking touch me. All of a sudden, like, beef starts flying in the air.
Between
like,
Jeremy and Sonny?
Yeah, like literal beef. I'm talking taco beef and real beef. Like he was holding, like, a spoonful of beef, like, to put it onto his plate, and it just kind of flung a little bit. And I was in the crossfire. I was like, I got to take a step back. And my immediate reaction is to bust out laughing.
Always.
Don't ever do that. But I'm like, oh my gosh. And everyone's like, all right. Just, you know, gets it out. It's done. Right. So at this point, Sonny is in his, I'm not talking to anyone. Like he's not.
Yeah.
He's already made his point, you know, pretty clear.
Yeah.
So
with the beef.
With the beef. He is sitting there in silence, so mad. You know, we're just kind of letting him work it out himself. And it happens to be Shane's birthday, which is Joe's sister's husband. So Joe's brother-in-law. I know, a lot of inner workings here. And we're sitting and everyone else is going on. We're drinking, having fun. Sonny's on the couch, just, blowing off some steam. And he has not talked to anyone, and he won't until he's over it. And he's just sitting on his phone scrolling, and we're like, all right, we'll let him get through it. All of a sudden, we're like, all right, light the candles. Let's sing happy birthday to Shane. Sonny is sitting pissed off on his phone. Happy birthday. The fact that he's saying it, we were all laughing. Joe just starts laughing during happy birthday. And I'm like, what is going on? He's like, fucking Sonny's singing it. He's so mad, but he has to sing it. And we brought it up to Sonny later in the vacation. He's like, we were laughing at you singing happy birthday. He's like, well, yeah, I didn't want to be that big of a dick. He was like, Shane didn't do anything. It was just really funny. Just
non-engaged. Just I had to say that I sang it.
Can you imagine being mad and singing happy birthday?
I mean, I can imagine Sonny being mad and singing happy birthday. Mm-hmm. And let me know, I've met Sonny 4 times, but when you meet Sonny, you know exactly who he is.
It makes so much sense. Yeah.
Within 5 minutes of talking to him, you're like, there you are.
But we love him, though. Yeah. We love him for that.
He's not angry and
no,
white man
nice.
Punching the wall.
No, he's nice and lovable. It's not that he's a mean guy all the time.
Anger from Inside Out. More like that type of a vibe.
Just an outburst.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to make sense or anything, but
yeah,
he on the recovery time. Yeah. A happy birthday song will get you right back to where you need to be,
It'll check you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll check you in your place.
Yeah.
A man was born today. Bring me back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But overall, great trip. Do you ever just when you're on a trip with people, you just say the same phrase over and over? Mm-hmm. Inside jokes just keep reoccurring? Mm-hmm. That's what happened on our vacation. And it was Harry Potter, which was the boy who lived has come to die. You know that TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what we were saying the whole time, and we were just using
random objects.
Yes, absolutely, the entire time. Absolutely hilarious. That was the joke. Well, there were a few jokes of the week, but
Jess was when I said, I was like, hope you come with some good stories. She goes, don't know if they'll be funny to anybody, but
they're funny to us because if you're not on the vacation, I don't
if you aren't on that wavelength.
Yeah. But I guess Sean, my father-in-law, basically tore an ACL the first day. Tried to show out with the boys. They were on the beach and let's see who can run as fast as I can. Classic male energy.
Do you have to go to the doctor?
No, we thought, but he just kind of hobbled around. It definitely looked better and felt better towards the end of the trip, but a classic show out situation.
Wow.
Yeah. So very eventful. Very eventful. Yeah. A lot of drinking, a lot of laughing.
Aaron and San were there, everyone.
The wedding was absolutely phenomenal.
I don't know if you listened to mine and Josh's episode.
I did not.
But we did some Q&A. Someone asked what are you most excited for with the wedding or whatever. And Josh was like, the playlist.
Yep.
I'm really open to impress our DJs with the playlist.
Yeah.
I was like, that impressing Aaron and San is going to be the highlight of the wedding for you.
It should. I totally get it.
I knew you would.
I totally understand because I felt like I impressed them with my playlist, and they still hype me up about it. Aaron and Saad absolutely stayed on brand through Christina and Damon's wedding in Charleston. They had a blast. We actually, after the wedding, Joe and I went out with Aaron and Saad. Us 4 kicked it.
I love them.
It was one of my favorite nights because everyone was like, we're tired. We actually ended up at a bar that was one of those strobe lights and
so a club,
sticky floor, college,
not a bar.
Aged people,
a club.
Everyone was like, I'm too old for this, and I was like,
with enough alcohol, you're young enough for anything.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, none of y'all want to fuck around with this, just grind on some sweaty dick. Because I do.
Did you just say grind on some sweaty dick?
Sure did. I mean, everyone's in there just dripping sweat on ecstasy, and I'm like, I might. I might. But anyways, we ended up meeting up with...
I'm paralyzed.
We ended up Aaron and San showed up. We started ordering some Mickey Slims, getting them going, and they're like, actually, let's go to a cooler bar. And I was like, this
Yeah.
is dumb.
Yeah.
This is totally not cool.
I don't feel like a main character here at all.
Yeah, exactly. I was ready to be the main character. I was ready for my moment because at the wedding, I was on X Games mode. I probably looked coked out. There was just a lot of fucking pressure. I didn't eat. And on wedding days, vendors, we don't eat enough. We don't drink enough water.
Yeah.
But I've never, ever gone to 6:30 p.m. with not a single thing but coffee.
Yeah.
Coked out queen I was. But there was just a lot of pressure. I think doing family, there's a lot of pressure. I think being out of state added pressure for me. And this family had recently lost Joe's cousin Katie in a tragic accident. So that was
Holding
on
that
everyone's
emotional space.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
But just capturing all the stuff because there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you don't have to tell. When I shot my cousin's wedding, I had to force myself to pee at 8 p.m. We were in the desert, so I was sweating.
Right.
But I had to be like, Rachel, go to the bathroom.
Neurotic.
There's something in you that is not good for your system, and you just got to get it out. And it was orange pee.
Oh, pungent. I already know.
Yeah.
So it was great. Overshot is an understatement.
Oh, Jess, I'm thinking this is your Scottsdale, Arizona, but it's your Charleston.
Yeah, it's my Charleston.
Yeah, and that's how
I'm
when
glad
I
you can relate.
Both me and Mads filled up 128 gigabyte cards and some.
Yeah,
Do you know how many photos?
I get it.
I think there were 12 or 15,000 photos to go through. Let's put you in perspective, a normal 8-hour wedding day.
2 to 3?
2 to 3.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But success.
Of course it was, Jess. It's you.
Nothing too crazy. Yeah. I wore platform shoes, which really open sandals that I royally fucked up my feet.
Just throw them up there.
My body is still in shambles.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm a mess.
Yeah, I get it. Jess, here's your invitation to, after my wedding, hang up that old hat of friends and family weddings. I think it's time. Jess, season 4. Jess Cart Photography, season 4. Hang it up. It's
such an honor. It's such an honor. Like, I felt cool, low-key, though. You know what I mean? To be in. Yeah, you're in with the cool kids, and everyone's watching up you hunchbacked with all my gear on.
I know.
Because I saw so many people, like, just taking photos on, like, Christina's story, and it's, like, them dancing, and I am just a hunchback of Notre Dame out there. Yeah. I am the under the bridge troll.
Yeah, bridge troll.
I look haggard. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not. Then that takes my cool card away. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not even cool at that point. I'm just in the way.
Whenever I see you in stories, like your outfits at weddings, I'm like, I need to do better. I need to be better and do better because you look so cool. And I'm going to try my best this year to level up fashion wise, to look like a hot professional woman.
Yes.
Because I'll tell you what, there have been times where I've seen what I needed to see. And
you always say that.
Oh my, I threw out a pair of, like, I thought that they were like sweatpants material, granted, but they were like
the stripes had you sticking out like a sore thumb.
Oh, those are I'm talking about 2 different pairs of pants that I've gotten rid of because I've seen my ass, and I'm like,
was tooted up though. Like, no, it was good.
Dump truck, emphasis on the dumpy though.
I thought it looked fire. Fuego.
No. I'm like, one of the tight pants. So I'm talking, one of is sweatpants. The other is like leggings material. One of them is pornographic almost. Like you get my crack. You get the full like pear-shaped emoji. Oh, and I'm like,
you can see like the dips in your butt and stuff.
Inappropriate.
I like to look good, feel good.
Yeah.
But I'm my walking brand.
Yeah.
And I think that I try to be cool. I don't know if I succeed.
I'm working. I'm going to work on it this year.
Okay.
So just so you know, beware. Everybody prepare.
If you have any advice, just ask me. Because I go for comfort. And dresses are my main. Who doesn't love
platform sandals?
I was in Charleston. Give me a break. I had to. But Pickle chewed my, I call them Tivas. I know they're pronounced Tevas, but my tried and trues.
Yeah, Barley did that once, and
they're
then
all black, and they'll go with.
Barley did my. They might have been Tevas, or they might have been something else, but I had them repaired. Took them to
You're
a seamstress.
kidding.
I'm not kidding. I was like, I just bought them, and I was like, we gotta prepare. But let me tell you,
codependence on that.
the new dog, Jess.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I saw that you posted like, we need dog advice. Hello.
Potty training.
Yes, someone also said the bells. I got these for days. I've
I
heard
know.
so many dogs.
Well, let me tell you, they don't like the bells.
Use
Barley,
something else with a different noise.
So Barley's scared of the sound, and so Barley's fear of the sound, Corey's is codependent on Barley. If anything, he looks to her as like, what do we do? What do we do? And I put those bells out. Barley was like,
yeah,
I don't need that. I'm putting turkey. Turkey's the ticket. Nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could do two things. You could reintroduce and reinforce the bells really hard, like bells with I don't know, because then you don't want to connect another thing. Like every time you get the bells, you don't get a treat. It's just like use it. Maybe something with a different noise though.
It's hard. It will go on like 2 days of no potty accidents, and then 1 day of like constant. So I'm letting Josh. I'm like, Barley never took to a crate. I felt like it was really traumatic for her. Like you look at a dog and you're like, especially when you adopt an older dog, not a puppy, it's like she was fully stressed out. And I feel like Chorus has been fully stressed out in his crate, but Josh wants to try it again. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You do you.
That's what it's like in the beginning days. It's
You're
trial and error. Yeah. And just let the routine happen, and then once you feel like you find something, just like beat it in like a drum. Like it's just gonna take some time.
And I've been working from home, and I feel like that now Chorus is kind of getting like attached to me like a little shadow dog, but I'm not always home normally. So it's like I think me going to Chicago will help hopefully with that. Like, but yesterday I was boiling chicken and rice because he said diarrhea.
Oh.
We think he's been eating some berries on our walks.
Not the magical berries.
I don't know. We don't know. But he's laying on the floor next to me, which I think he's being a good, sweet boy. I'm boiling up that good. Ew, God.
I have like a traumatic flashback from that. Do you remember when Olive was just shitting uncontrollably, and I was like, "This is about my 7th batch."
Yeah, 7th batch of that good stuff.
That good.
And I look down. He's chewing the baseboard very silently.
Love wood.
And at that moment, you're like,
"The fuck?
What are you doing,
dude?" Do you get like enraged? There's times where I've gotten so mad, and I think it's at my dog. Like I think the maddest I've ever been is when I'm like,
it was the 3rd iPhone charger that I bought for me. He's also only my iPhone chargers. Josh's iPhone chargers are in good use. He doesn't care. He has chewed 3 iPhone chargers in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Always on my side of the bed.
Damn.
He's got to do me like that. But when I tell you he is so cute,
I know.
It
makes up for him.
And sweet. Like what I say to Josh is like behaviors that are really hard to put into dogs are like friendliness, like
the other
like openness.
The
like,
stuff is definitely
I'm
trainable.
Like, I was like, as long as he keeps being nice to people, other dogs and children, everything else is
we're good.
A bonus.
Right.
Like I'm like, if I had to train a dog not to bite a kid or bite people,
we would have problems.
We'd have a problem.
Right. Well, good.
So
it's a journey.
But he's so cute.
Yeah.
And soft. He's so soft.
It's a long game.
And Josh and I are trying not to risk this. He's not shedding. So, I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
A grooming trip is in his future for sure.
Good. Question about the diarrhea. Has he been eating the same food that he was eating at the previous home? Okay.
And I have a mix now, so it's mixed with like a new food.
Okay.
But yeah,
Just wonder.
no, he woke us up. He woke us up at 4 a.m.
They had a boy?
Yeah, he'll wake us up
He's a good boy.
for poop most times. He'll tell us.
Good.
Well, not every time. He's got a poop area in our house.
That's good. We get
the pee could happen anywhere at any time. But whatever.
Can we talk about some recent news? Will Smith? We have to.
I know.
We have to talk about it.
Here's what
My
I didn't
jaw
see it live.
dropped.
I didn't see it live.
I didn't see it live. I saw it immediately after. Someone sent it to me. It was like immediately on Twitter.
Wow.
And so I was like, did this really fucking happen?
It seems
Acted out of emotion completely.
Yeah, I know. It was rude. It's a rude comment. So part of me is just like,
okay,
whatever. But a wild move on Will's part.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely wild move.
Here's what I think about the joke. Too far? Yes. But you know what anyone else does when they take a joke too far or you just don't like it? You don't laugh. The camera's on you. You make your statement known.
Yeah.
You could even flick them off. You could just be like, you can mouth that wasn't cool. You can mouth keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. But going up and doing something about it is like just blasphemy. And I just feel like since he won his like first Oscar that he's been waiting for, he's worked so fucking hard. Will Smith is amazingly talented, but I just feel like now I'm embarrassed for you going up because I wanted to really love this moment for you. And now I'm just like, God damn it. You know?
Yeah, it was weird.
A little erratic.
But like, yeah, that's all. I'm like, I have no real opinion. I feel like, I don't know. It's hard for me to care.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Like,
but the TikTokers are coming out like, as a survivor of abuse, like this is.
Oh God,
yeah.
I'm not.
I know.
Okay.
It's just everyone's looking
Will
so far
Smith's
into
wife has an autoimmune disorder. Someone made a shitty comment about that. Was it the right time to do something about that?
No, but people act emotionally all the time.
But like, yeah. So I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, move on. You know what I mean? Like,
I get
universe,
it.
move on. Mm-hmm. There were apparently other very heartwarming parts of the Oscars. I didn't watch them.
Yeah. But you'll see the highlights on TikTok.
Yeah, I'll see the highlights on TikTok. And yeah, I just feel like this is almost like a personal thing between Will and Chris Rock. That it's like,
for sure.
It's for them to work out.
Yeah.
Not for
that's how
the
I
world
felt
to weigh in on.
That's what, but I'm here for the memes. I'm here for the laughs. And
the
jokes.
Memes are good.
Yeah.
The memes, top tier.
Oh, keep it up, people.
Hey, we need some certain things, you know, like Janet Jackson's boobs. You need those
to keep the comedy alive.
Pop culture moments to be able to tell time.
To be able to tell time, to build morale amongst the people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Ukraine? No, Will Smith memes. Keep them coming.
Tragedies abroad? No.
Pop culture
Rich people
mishaps.
punching people in the face on the internet.
We're here for it.
We're here for it.
So, that's our opinion. Keep them coming because they're making us laugh.
Exactly.
So, Rachel, you're heading to Chicago.
The city of dreams.
The windy city.
City that never sleeps.
I think that's New York.
Well,
cities are cities.
Cities are cities.
And you're picking out a dress. Hoping for the best. Yeah.
Hoping for the best.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. What are your tips, Jess?
Don't go. Just kidding.
I really never did this. So on my first wedding, I found my dress at a flea market. And then the seamstress that was working on that dress like ruined it. Oof. And then like last minute, literally like 4 weeks before my wedding, my mom, Laura, and I just went to David's Bridal. I tried on 3 dresses, bought one. So I've never really had this experience of like, I don't know, caring.
Yeah.
Or having a big expectation. I also feel like I robbed my family of a lot of experiences with my first wedding. So the reason why Chicago is because Anthropologie's brand Beholden, BHLDN, only has like 3 flagship stores, and one of them is in Chicago. So I was like, it's a little bit of a closer drive for Laura. So I was like, oh, that'll be something.
Yeah.
That'll be something.
So, to include them in.
Yeah. And then there's another like off the rack store because we got about 4 months ish.
Yeah.
April? 3 months?
Yep. Whoa, shit.
April, May, June. 3 or 4 months, whatever
Yeah.
that timing is. So getting a made to order dress is like, I don't need that stress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still.
So I would argue that so I went twice. I went once around here in the local area to a few I had appointments with, and I brought my mother-in-law, my sisters, my friends.
Your mom?
My mom, of course. And that was fun. I thought that was fun, but we have talked about my issue with dresses and trying them on and body dysmorphia and not feeling confident. And I get really upset when things don't fit right or look right, and I'll go home and just, so, but it was fun overall, I think. But I really enjoyed when I went to Salt Lake City and it was just me and Britt.
Yeah.
Because Britt will be 100% honest, and there's not pleasing everyone or expectations or anything. So
yeah.
I mean, my biggest advice to anyone going wedding dress shopping is just go in with low expectations. Feel good when you do it. Get a mimosa going in ya. I feel like that's just get out of your head a little bit.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid. Don't go in with your heart set on one type of dress.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I truly do not even know what I want. And I think that's overwhelming, but I'm excited to go to. So I have two appointments, and also it's I can only bring 3 people. I can bring 4 people to one, so Laura's girlfriend Erin will come. So it's Laura and Erin, my mom, and my best friend Meredith. So, and then at the Beholden one, Erin can't come. So it'll just be Laura, mom, and Meredith. And I'm just excited to look at a professional and be like, what
I feel like
would you recommend?
You're going to enjoy the experience.
Yeah, but the thing I am worried about or holding a little anxiety around is it's not dresses won't look good on me. It's these dresses might not fit me as a size 14. It's
but aren't they? So you're going to try on a sample size.
I have to buy the dress. Yeah, off the rack. So Beholden, if they don't carry the size in store, I'll probably be able to buy the size online.
Right.
So that's fine. But if I find something at the off the rack stores, it just depends on if there's enough variety and
right. So
that's when I get discouraged. It's not if something doesn't look good on me, it's easy to be okay, my shoulders don't look right in this, this isn't the right dimension.
There's a million styles,
but
right?
I think it's hard not to get upset when something literally won't zip.
For sure. So
especially when you want it to zip and you want it to fit.
Yeah.
I am as body neutral or positive or whatever as I try to be. That is a human experience for women of wanting something to fit and it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I mean, I'm coming with the Spanx. I'm coming with the girdle Spanx.
Yeah, I did the same.
I'm coming prepared. And we're gonna try to have a good attitude about it. But yeah. My sister was like, "Do we have any thing planned for Thursday?" I was like, "1 day of being naked in front of a mirror, I think, is enough."
Yeah, I remember just being done for the day, absolutely exhausted. But I did go to a place called Luxe Redux, which is off the rack. So it's just they get everything in your size. They pull styles that you want. And I think I tried on 3 dresses, and that's all they had.
Yeah.
That would be close to something that I would like. So I explained to her.
Yeah.
And then they only have so many in each size.
Yeah.
So I get where you're coming from, where that was kind of just discouraging, because all the other ones you could try on, you just go through and just pluck what styles you like, and it doesn't matter if it's a 2 or a 17 or what. It just doesn't matter. So yeah, you're right. It's human instinct, I feel to just want to feel good in it and to like what you see.
And then I just get outraged on a larger level of I feel although I'm technically mid-size, I feel I can pass in society and not be judged for my body type on the whole. But there are so many women that live in larger bodies than me. And it's it's so frustrating that I am like a double XL in some Target sizes, and it's like there are women like what are we as a society doing? And I think weddings, something that's so personal and so like you want everything to be not necessarily perfect, but like comfortable, and like living in a larger body, going like you can't just go to a bridal salon. And it's frustrating when like there's a whole population of people, half or more, that are larger than size 8. Right. But still, like, the bridal industry is only catering to smaller brides.
It's very frustrating.
And happy for you smaller brides, truly. But it is really discouraging. I talked to someone who I was on the phone with a bunch of bridal salons in Chicago because I didn't want to run into the problem of like them not having any dresses for me to try on. And someone referred me to this salon outside of Chicago, but specializes in like plus size brides. So basically talked to her. She was like, okay, like your wedding really is too soon. Like it would be too stressful to try to get your dress in time. And she's like, we do have some off the rack sizes, but they'll be too big for you. So it's like,
so you're like, fuck, right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm going into it just wanting to have clarity about what I want my dress to look like.
Yeah.
So if
anything, you'll get an idea of like what style you like or what you feel you look best in, and go from there. I mean, that's obviously biggest. Everyone's just like go in with low expectations and just have a good time, enjoy the experience of it.
Here's a logistical question that I thought of. Should I be bringing heels with me that are like the size-ish?
I mean, yeah,
like height-wise?
Yeah, it can help.
Okay.
It can help for you to visualize it. It doesn't really matter because it's not being like tailored quite yet.
No.
But I guess to like get a feel, because that adds a little length to you. But yeah, that's what I mean. I can't remember if I did or not.
Yeah.
But good tip.
That's
a good tip of the dick.
So maybe I'll come back with some wedding dress shopping tips.
Yeah.
So hopefully it all goes well.
I hope it goes well for you. I'm excited. I feel like you got a good attitude about it.
You got to be ready to be on FaceTime.
Oh, yeah. Because I FaceTime you when I was in my dress. Remember?
Uh-huh.
I was like, call Rachel. Because I knew I needed to hear like someone to like react to it.
I was working
like,
at the grocery.
Jessica damn Cardelloni. It was
like
so
unloading beer at my day job.
Yes.
And
never forget.
I loved that dress. And I really did feel like it was perfect for you. I know like different styles come out as time goes on, and it's hard not to be like, oh, would that have looked good or would that have looked good?
But I guess with the scenery and everything, it all just tied together.
It looked perfect on you. It's perfect for you. I won't be taking any more notes on that.
Okay.
No more notes.
I will accept.
Okay.
All right, guys, we have some DMs.
We got to catch up. Go through the DMs.
We read your stories. I want you to know that. And the reason we don't respond is because we save them to respond on the pod.
Yeah, or we're just absorbing and
right.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into some. I might pause for a bit, Rach, because one is like super long. So I might have to condense. Okay. Here's a good one. Hi. I know this is kind of a heavy topic, but I could really use some outside perspective you guys could address in the pod. So a couple weeks ago, my boyfriend of 3 years told me he has feelings for one of his coworkers. He was really open about it, and he's been honest ever since, at least as far as I know. But it's bothering me so much. I've always thought crushes would happen in a long-term relationship, and that it's almost natural. But now that it's happened, I feel like I can't trust him or be myself around him, or stop comparing myself to his coworker. My intrusive thoughts are saying he doesn't love me as much as I thought he did, or that his brain had room for her to fill. I was just wondering if you guys have experienced anything like this, or have any thoughts, maybe tips for how to push through. We have a really solid foundation, and this whole thing has really thrown me for a loop.
Yeah.
First and foremost, this is the first time I'm like reading it fully, but I love that he told you.
Yeah, I think that is a green flag for sure, that he like was open with you about that.
And that makes me feel like he's going to be open if it were to progress.
Yeah.
So trust the solid foundation.
Yeah. full disclosure, Josh and I tried to answer this DM on the pod.
Oh, really?
And we went in circles about it. Not that we didn't agree, but I felt like
you already addressed this last week?
No.
Oh.
I cut it out because I was like, I really felt like we weren't concise enough to provide any sort of clarity.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's like you could take it this way or you could take it that way. And there's always like, well, what if he meant it this way? Like, and it was not good. We were ranting and it was babbling.
Yeah.
And it was
all over the place.
I was like, Jess and I will answer this together. But something that I think about when I think of this is like, because Josh and I were talking about us together. Like, I think both Josh and I are like, okay, it's unrealistic to feel like there won't be people in life that you are attracted to physically or even attracted to their personality. Like, I'm attracted to, you know, like your personality and Madison's personality and like friend wise. And like, there are definitely other people in life that I could find excitement in and joy in. But I feel like unless Josh and I wanted to have the conversation of like having an open relationship, which as now, like that's never anything that we want to do. I feel like, what do you do with a crush?
Right.
As a person,
right.
What do you do with a crush?
This is where my thoughts are going exactly the same way. So it's like, if we know as humans that can happen, and we have solid foundations, we have open mind, like I trust this couple is solid.
Yeah.
From the way that she describes it and from communication being first and foremost, like I have a crush at work.
Yeah.
But what do we do with that? Yeah. Obviously, if we take action, that's a no-go. Yeah. Maybe talk about that. Like, hey, but also like how weird. I feel like this is a new age thing too, that we know divorce rate's so high. We know that we want to, you know, especially I'm thinking married couples, but whatever. Like this potentially could cause us to divorce or break up. Right. But what are the rules? What are the boundaries? Like, it's cool that you flirt with her and you have this crush, but as long as you don't act on it.
Right. So I think my answer, I was like, if we were at a point, you had a crush on a coworker, I was not open to opening up our relationship for you to act on that crush. I would want you to remove yourself from that situation because where does it go? Like, it's one thing, like, I mean, Madison and I will joke about like how much we love Jake and how Jake is so cute, right? He's like, I guess he works for me. That's probably a problem. Yeah. But he's also our friend, right? And like Laura,
that's problematic.
We all secretly hit on Jake. Maybe I should revisit that. But like when Jake got a haircut and all of that, right? But it's not a crush. It's like, it's an acknowledgement that they're attractive or that they're cute.
I don't
or
know.
That they're
I
funny.
guess there's levels to that shit, right?
And I'm comfortable doing those things in front of Josh.
Right. So
it's different. It's different. It's not like I'm saying this stuff to Jake, but Josh doesn't know and it's wrong.
Right. So that's where I feel like it switches. And that's why I said there's levels to the shit, because I feel like if I am comfortable telling Joe that I think someone's attractive. Yeah. We do it all the time. He does it. I mean, he does it with more celebrities, but I'll be like, wow, that dude can get it twice on Sunday. Yeah. But also what if there's something that felt secretive, like at work outside, and you were like, that's not something I would normally tell him, you know? Yeah. Not to say that that's happened, but I don't know. It's tough because I think like opening up the conversation to this is helpful moving forward with couples. Yeah. Because I think we know monogamy is hard.
Oh, for sure.
We know. And also we were talking about, we would love to have a polyamorous couple come on here, and I want to deep dive the inner workings of all of it. I think it'd be really interesting.
Well, like I think polyamory has a lot of like, I follow one couple on TikTok that's polyamorous, and a lot of it makes sense. You can't it's not realistic to have one person fulfill you forever, and that's not sexually, that's emotionally, right? A lot of it makes sense. For me personally, I feel like I have too much trauma with relationships to like want to juggle more than one at a time. Yeah. Sexually and emotionally. Like I'm just like, I really like investing in one person and having that work through, and I'm comfortable with like friendships to fulfill other aspects of that. Sure. But in this situation with them, this couple, this woman that inquired, it's like, I would try to say like, realistically, if Josh brought this to my attention, of course the answer is like, they're nothing like you, babe. Nothing compares. I just wanted to let you know. Right? I would be like, if you're letting me know, you're telling me for a reason. Like, it's one thing to have, like, to think someone's hot in your office. It's another thing for it to be someone you talk to all the time, have jokes with, like that. Unless you want to act on it, at this point, I would want you to remove yourself.
It has potential to lead to something else. I don't know.
What do you do with a crush?
What?
What do you do with a crush?
Either it progresses and you start to really catch feelings, and then you start weighing who's better.
Yeah.
If you as the other partner give the green light, you're like, okay, like as long as it stays at work and
not who's better in general, but who's better for me.
Right.
I feel like he's putting himself in a very awkward position, a very hard position. I wonder come home to you, but to look forward to somebody else at the office.
I wonder what came after the conversation or the statement of like, I have this crush. I want to know what came after that. Yeah. Like, I don't see it going forward. I don't see, but I just needed to open up. Like, we have a flirty relationship,
which I don't think I would be comfortable with regular flirting. It's one thing to like, I don't think I'd be okay
I don't know.
Because
shut it down.
And it's not about jealousy. I think it's more about respect.
Respect. Right. I agree.
And that for me, like, I think Josh could flirt with someone and I don't think it would make me jealous.
It's harmless.
But it would feel like disrespectful to me. Especially because if like other people catch on at the office, like, oh, have they caught feelings? Is that,
right?
Is it reciprocated? That's also a question I have. Like, is it just kind of like, I'm not. I think you're right for being upset and being conflicted because it deserves a much bigger conversation in general.
Set some boundaries.
Yeah, and it is okay if this is a deal breaker for you.
Right. Also,
you're allowed to have a wonderful relationship and love someone so much, and for this to be,
and if these intrusive thoughts and if you're spiraling, that's when it's not worth it. That it really does bug you. I feel like you've had a chance to sit with it enough to be like, let me sit with it and just see how I feel about it. But if it's like you're constantly comparing and living in a state of comparison and self-doubt, then it's not worth it, in my opinion.
And I'm not saying I don't know him. Don't let him gaslight you if you do bring it up and are upset. Don't let him say like you're taking it too far or you're taking it to a place I didn't mean it to be. I don't know. If I went to the lengths to tell Josh I had a crush on someone, I cannot.
I would expect, if I said that, I would expect myself to shut it down.
I think a way for me to shut it down is like remove myself from that work situation.
Right. Kudos for the communication, though.
Love the communication. Great sign, truly.
We roundabouted it.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
But shut it down.
Shut it down.
All in all.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a nice little funny one. Things are embarrassing for no reason. Someone was bringing it back to us. I read this and I immediately could relate. So, wasn't sure where to post. Oh, don't need to say that. I don't need to say your name either. I work in pest control business, so my job requires me to ring doorbells or knock on doors constantly throughout the day. What's embarrassing for literally no reason is that period of time after you've knocked on the door, but you're standing there waiting for someone to answer. What is one to do? Do I stare at the door, watch the windows for movement, stick on my hands in my pockets, have my hands to my side, stare at the trees or the flower bed? This is literally a battle I face every single day, all day. I thought maybe someone else could relate. Love listening to you guys. Thanks for giving me some human connection.
The thing that I think is funny is like, this is something that they've done every single day at work, and they still don't know. I feel like you would be the expert.
Right? I feel like you would know what to do. You would feel comfortable enough at this point knocking on doors constantly to tell us what to do. Because I did it the other day and I was like, immediately pull out my phone. But also, first thing they see is me on my phone. I did it it was at a client. I was going for like an in-home shoot and I was like, what do I do? Stand there and just wait?
Just wait.
Also, looking in the windows is very uncomfortable.
It's like, I don't want you to think I'm peering, peeking, creeping.
I think it's the world we live in. We just can't sit still.
I know.
For a second.
No. God, no.
That is embarrassing for no reason, though.
Yeah. But it's just a human experience, I guess, that we're doomed to repeat constantly.
I think that's a lot of the things that are embarrassing for no reason, or just part of human existence. I guess we can open up about, Rach, did we talk about this bridesmaid story? You being like, I just don't want to repeat it. Rachel's comment on saying no to being a bridesmaid, and she told us a story about her. No? Okay, let's go for it. Rachel's comment on saying no to being a bridesmaid reminded me I told my sister no to being her maid of honor. I know that sounds bad, but she was closer with our other sister, and I didn't want to take that away from her. I found out later that the two of them planned out who was going to be whose maid of honor when we were kids, so I was only asked because of happenstance. The two of them have been closer, but they didn't want me to feel left out of being a maid of honor to one of them, so I guess it came from a good place.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I think you saying
you read the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you don't want like the consolation invitation.
Right. You were like, no, I actually get that you're closer and you guys probably could speak more from the heart to each other, and I'll be there with another role.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, though.
Me too.
I do love that advice from you, like being able to deny. Mm-hmm. I've never heard of maid of honor, though, but in your specific situation, I feel like it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean,
set the boundaries. Set the boundaries.
Because I think when I talked about like normalize saying no to being in the bridal party, and also normalize not being offended if someone says no to being your bridal party, because like it comes with a lot of financial implications. Mm-hmm. Like usually thousands of dollars. Like especially if you live out of town, you have to fly in town, you got to fly to the bachelorette party, you got to buy the dress, you got to like pay for maybe stay at wherever the venue is. Like we were talking thousands of dollars. Like it's a financial commitment, and not everybody can do that, and that's okay.
Yeah, and even also you can set boundaries and be like, hey, I would love to stand next to you on your day. I just won't be able to make it to the bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously the most pricey. Mm-hmm. Batch parties are becoming a cultural phenomenon.
Yep.
If you will.
Truly.
But now there's like companies that will come to the house and decorate and give you everything you need.
I know.
It's wild.
Laura and I don't know if she's already messaged you, but we talked yesterday about it. And what I think is funny is we're calling them, Laura said to me, she's like, a fancy lady party, all grown up. When I was in high school, of course I wasn't like the party animal. I was still me. So I hated going to house parties. I didn't like any of that. So I would have my friends over and we would dress up like fancy ladies and we would drink Arbor Mist and just get hammered when my mom was gone for a weekend.
Fancy ladies. It just reminds me of like an adult tea party with alcohol.
Yes.
That's what I'm envisioning.
Very much that vibe. And I would combine my friend groups, which was like drama nerds and like hot popular girls, because I was in the middle of those. It was just a bonding experience and something I will never forget, and something I'm very much looking forward to repeating. Granted, the only people that were at my fancy lady parties, the only people that will be in attendance to the all grown up will be Morgan and Kristen. Shout out. But it will be
welcome
good.
Back.
Fancy lady party all grown up. It'll
20 years later.
10 years later, but yeah.
Well.
20 years. I was 8 years old drinking Arbor Mist.
Arbor Mist. Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Can't wait. It'll be fun.
Yeah, just a little sleepover party.
We could even do an episode on batch parties. Keeping them true to you. Keeping them fun.
Yeah.
And some cool ideas.
I mean, it's not that I was against doing a weekend thing. I was like,
you don't
but finding
love to like club and get
no, that's not what I would do.
Yeah.
But like going to some wine country or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, but finding a weekend where all of my wedding industry friends, another weekend. No,
if we have one off, you know.
Yeah, we already got July 8th. I already got July 8th out of everyone.
Yeah.
So asking for another one of those.
We would do it though. We would do for you, Rach, though.
I know. But I'm going to Chicago. Like I'm doing I feel like I'm doing a lot. to celebrate this that I wouldn't normally
Well,
want
you
to
deserve
do.
that, though. But I feel like you are enjoying it.
Next DM. Okay. And there were plenty of DMs we did not get to last week. But this was one that I wanted to answer. This was some worst advice. She said, one time my dad told me that every couple has knockdown, drag out fights. Those were his exact words, as in the fights where you literally want to kill the other person, screaming at the top of your lungs, throwing shit, etc. He's a boomer and doesn't understand that is not healthy or normal. But that's still how some people think, that to love hard, you also have to fight hard. So toxic. I very much, obviously agree. If you've listened to this podcast for any amount of time, fighting like that is so toxic. But it's very interesting how some people equate that kind of passion with the intensity of your love.
Those two keywords is exactly what I was going to say. It's like we've all been in those relationships. I would imagine. And those are the hardest ones that you can't compartmentalize that in your brain. I think it's really hard because we're like, wow, that love, that was so crazy. Like, I've never been in love like that anymore. Don't confuse that passion with actual love, because those two things should not be in the same relationship. No. Yes, you can have passion, but this love hard, fight harder is not.
Yep.
It's okay. You can fight. You know, if it escalates, it escalates. But I'm talking throwing shit and like that reoccurring. Take a peek. Sometimes
Josh and I will be in an argument and he'll say something like snippy or like a low blow for like us, right? And I'm like, are you getting sick of being in a non-toxic relationship?
Are you trying to add a little spice?
I was like, are you the drama today?
Are you the villain?
Because
shut it down. Yeah.
And I saw a TikTok the other day that I sent to him, and it's like when you get tired of being in a healthy relationship, you want to just be a little toxic.
Wait, that's so funny because I can catch myself doing that.
Yeah. And
Joe's like, who the fuck are you? Where did that come from? Because I'll say something like, so out of pocket. Like, I'll swear and act like I'm better or something. Am I the villain?
Yeah.
And then Joe will do the same thing. Is like, I can tell where you've been in relationships, but we don't do that dance here. You know? That's so funny.
Josh and I said this last week, but like he, in that same breath of like him sometimes taking cheap shots or whatever, which is rare, but he cannot deal with any yelling. If there's any yelling about anything, survival mode, panic mode, like, because then it's like, then he'll go to that place too. He's like, if you're yelling at me, like,
I'll meet you. I'll meet you.
Like, and I mean, it's wild. Like, not only like how he grew up, but like one of the last relationships he was in, like he was just demonstrating the kind of relationship that he'd only seen growing up, throwing hair blow dryers, throwing plates, throwing like just having that kind of relationship. And it wasn't until he got a relationship with me where we were talking, and I've said this, we were talking about our ground rules. Like, what are your you know, your red flags, or what are your no-go?
And his were basic survival.
Yeah, his were don't cheat on me and don't hit me. And I'm like, didn't know those needed to be spoken about. I'm thinking like,
cool, I got this in the bag.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
We're good. And here we are.
Yee. About to get
but
married.
I do gotta go. We gotta shut this down because
Rach has gotta catch some.
I gotta catch a flight.
So cool.
I gotta catch a flight.
I'm so excited for you. You're gonna have a blast. Keep me on standby.
I will.
I'll be on standby.
I'll be putting Mom in her first Uber.
Oh.
So
Cher's gonna love it. She's gonna have an experience.
I hope so.
60 is the year for her.
60 year of glowing.
I love it.
Glowing and growing.
Good.
So,
well, I think next week it'll be Britt and I.
Okay.
And then
when do you leave?
Next week.
What time? What day?
Tuesday, I think.
Okay. So you'll record like when you first get there.
Yeah.
Just talking logistics.
Nice. So yeah, and then we should be back to normal. We got to get some consistency here.
We hope.
We hope. We love it. We love you guys.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Jess. And we suck at outros.
And we're For Better and Worse podcast.
And we out.